Hey guys, Andrea Caprio here. I hope you're all well. I am. I must say, I love summer. I love when it's warmer and we are having, you can be a bit more outside or so. So, really, really good to see you here. Right, now today I want to share with you all about food freedom. You might have heard me talking about it already, but I'm just really passionate about right now. Probably I go through phases or so, but at the moment I really realize how important it is to have food freedom, how much people want that right now because so many people are stressed, they have gone through hardship over the last time or in general, and often resort to depending on food, right, to so-called solve their problems, their emotions, their stress, or whatever it is. And obviously, that is not any more freedom, right? When you need something to help you, when you depend on something, or you think you depend on something you're even addicted to, it's not any more freedom. And freedom is really one of those things I'm huge about, right? I had times in my life where I didn't feel that I had freedom. To give you an idea, we lived in South Africa, right, for many, many years, and I absolutely loved and adored it. Kenya as well, right? But I didn't feel the freedom because of the criminality there and, various reasons, which are not really here in the scope. But we kind of we have to protect ourselves and be aware and so on. And so I didn't like that anymore. Now I live in Europe, and I feel really this freedom. I can move around. I can take my bike at night. I can walk at night. Not in every area, I agree, but in many areas. So there's for me more freedom, and that's exactly for me because it's so important in my personal life. I'm also very big on doing that in my work with you guys, helping you to achieve food freedom. Right, and that is one of the reasons why one I have put together the 5-day Drop Your Cravings challenge because it's all about achieving that food freedom, and also why I wrote a blog post about achieving food freedom. So, in the description here, there are two links. So, one is directly to the challenge. I will tell you a little bit more about it just now, and one is directly to the blog post. So, you can read a little bit more about food freedom. And I want to tell you a bit more about food freedom today, why it's so important, what I think about it, how I work with my clients on it, and that obviously can help you to achieve that too. And then I tell you a little bit more about the challenge that I've planned. I'm so excited. Oh, it's really great. We're getting lots of people who've signed up already, and of course, I hope you're signing up too. So head over to the link here to the page where you can sign up for my 5-day challenge that's happening from the 12th of July for 5 days, so to the 16th of July. I'm going to be every day live actually during the challenge and share really super good tips on how to overcome your cravings, drop your cravings, right, and achieve food freedom. But now, what is food freedom, right? So, first of all, let's maybe define what is not food freedom, right? Let's start with that. So, many people, with stress, with emotions, with maybe some limiting beliefs or so, with anxiety, worry, or whatever it is, or even boredom, right? And also positive things like, social gatherings, social so-called duties, when we feel obliged to socially eat when others are eating or so. There's so many occasions as well, right? Weddings or whatever it is, right? Or just getting together with friends, which many of us finally can do. Um, Basically, when we use food to fill something else except physical hunger, it's kind of we are in food prison, probably you would call it, right? Maybe I should use that a little bit more, actually. Good idea. So, if when you're in food prison, right, when you're depending on food, when you're using food for something that is not the direct job of food, because the job of the food normally is to fill our hunger, our physical hunger, right? So, when your stomach growls, right? when you need nutrients, right? Because maybe your blood sugar is low, whatever it is, whatever the reason is, that's when you're physically hungry. But if you don't have that real physical hunger, then it becomes, you're fulfilling your cravings, and you're in food prison, right? And that is something we want to get out. So, not to depend on using food to fill your emotions, to fill a void or whatever it is, right? That's what we want to achieve. So, first of all, what is super important there, and I use always my food freedom formula, and I don't want to go too much into it. I've spoken about it last week, I think. So, if you're interested to find out more, feel free to check out that video I did about a week ago, exactly a week ago. Right, so food freedom formula is basically I have my 5R steps, and in that is first of all, obviously get always clear, right? And that's actually my first R step, right? Recognize the root cause. So getting super clear about what actually is happening, dealing with emotions, knowing which emotions you actually have, right? So often we numb ourselves and say, oh, it's nothing, or, we kind of get busy. I mean, we kind of numb ourselves with our cell phones, right? So instead of dealing actually with our boredom, sorry, we're dealing with maybe the stress we have by doing stress management techniques, or so dealing with any struggles or interruption we have in our life, or so very often we just numb ourselves, um, as I said, with food, right, or with being online constantly. So getting clear that maybe there is something we should be dealing with in another manner, that's the first step. And just by recognizing that, facing it and embracing it, we tend to push it away. So by pulling it towards you is really the first step, and that's super helpful, right? I have a special method I'm sharing with my clients. It's called the face and embrace methods, and that's where normally you really get clear on, these things, what are happening in your life, and then can deal with it instead of pushing them away, and they kind of get more and more and more. I have one of my clients. She's absolutely amazing. She goes very deep and she shares very nicely her thoughts process. I'm actually learning so much about that. And she has something. She has definitely been in food prison for her whole lifetime, right? For over 30 years or so. And she, instead of counting calories, instead of looking at macros and so on, she chooses food that loves her, right? And that's something I invite you to do as well, and get clear of about which food loves you, loves your body, shows the love that you have or should have for your body, and which food obviously harms it and is more a food rather that punishes your body, right? Let's face it, if you eat a big chocolate cake, right, and you go to a fast food restaurant and order tons of tons of hamburgers, I should not name it, hamburgers, French fries, etc., right, and eat all kind of nutrient empty fast food or so, you are punishing your body actually. And if you're honest, you might have felt it, right? The next day, bloating, feeling tired, feeling just not good in your body, right? Having pains and aches, and obviously putting weight on. This is a way of punishing your body. We don't realize it, right? But if you are honest with yourself and you start listening, you realize, certain type of foods you will punish your body, and certain type of foods you will express love. And that's the idea, is really to use food and choose food that loves you. A good idea is also, when you want to change, start small. I read a really great book at the moment. I'm not yet finished, but I've already started sharing it with my clients and they love it. It's called Tiny Habits. Tiny Habits. You get it on Amazon or wherever. Really good to start with tiny habits, basically. And it teaches you really, and I will not go too much in today, maybe another time, how to implement tiny habits and start small. And that's really important, because when you start with new habits to improve your cravings, to achieve food freedom, to not depend on food filling your emotions or so, it's really important to start small with small changes. So instead of eating maybe some unhealthy food, you can start a little bit with just choosing maybe a healthy food such as a vegetable, right? And just one meal maybe replaced with a healthier version, or just have one snack, where you choose a healthier snack than you've done before. And these are really things then where slowly you can add one habit to another one, and maybe expand on your habits as well. Remember, you deserve it. You really deserve to be healthy and happy, right? You deserve to nourish your body and have this food freedom. I see it all the time. So many people, they think all the time about food. Don't you have that? Like, you're just waking up and you think already what you should cook later, what you should eat, what you shouldn't eat, what you should go and buy in the shops also. And we are really so much bombarded also, obviously advertisement and so on, with food choices. So it's all the time there, and it's tiring. And we want to be free of that, right? I guess you have more important things to think about, more fun things, or maybe your work, whatever it is, or, just relax or so. So that's why food freedom is so important. And that's why I really would love you to join the 5-day Drop Your Cravings Challenge, because that's where I'm going to share plenty of tips on how to implement those little habits that I mentioned here. So we will have over the days, we are talking about simple habits like drinking water, for example, on one day. So I will teach you how to go about it to make sure you drink enough water, so that can help you with having less cravings. Or we're talking about breathing. Just simple breathing can help you already with cravings, and so much more. So join the 5-day Drop Your Cravings Challenge. The link is here in the description. And please do me a favor, also share this video, or share, the website, the link to the website, with your friends and family who probably might need it as well, right? I believe a lot of people need that, and have maybe put on a little bit more weight over the time, or got a little bit more into emotional or eating or cravings or so. And then one thing I wanted also to share with you, and it's another of my clients who shared that with you. Actually, before coming in, I just looked it up again. She said, and she has been working with me for some while, she's been really struggling. She has a lot of emotional eating happening in her life in general, emotional. She struggles, a little bit with her mindset, a couple of health issues and so on. And she says, I don't have to be a victim of food anymore. Isn't that beautiful? I read it again. I don't have to be a victim of food anymore. And that's exactly what I want you to be if you feel you are, right? You don't have to be a victim. You don't need to have your relatives tell you, you shouldn't eat that, or you never will lose that weight, or you're going to be always fat, or whatever it is, right? You do not have to be a victim of food anymore. And that's food freedom. Read my blog post, the link is in the description, and I really invite you to join the 5-day Drop Your Cravings Challenge that helps you to kickstart your food freedom journey with me, with us, in your life, or maybe improve it or so. But you definitely want to give yourself the chance to kickstart with 5 days, through 5 days, overcoming your cravings and become free of any food addictions, or being victims of food, or whatever it is. My name is Andrea Caprio. I hope you enjoyed that, and I see you latest in the 5-day Drop Your Cravings Challenge, or next week here on Facebook with my next Facebook Live. Bye bye.